The T-14 Armata, Russia's so-called wonder tank, the crown jewel of Putin's military modernization program, the steel beast that was supposed to revolutionize warfare and strike fear into the hearts of NATO. Where is it, you ask? Well, in Ukraine, it's about as visible as a ghost in a snowstorm, elusive, mythical, and probably fictional. Let's dive into the dark, twisted tale of this overhyped metal coffin and its many, many flaws. Now, before I move on with the story, please help a small channel grow. Consider a like and subscribe, please. Any comments, good or bad, are welcome, they help making better content. The Phantom tank T-14 Armata was first unveiled in 2015 during Moscow's Victory Day parade, rolling through Red Square like a futuristic chariot of doom. The Kremlin's propaganda machine went into overdrive, boasting about its unmanned turret, active protection systems, and state-of-the-art armor. It was supposed to be the tank that would make Abrams and Leopards tremble. Fast forward to 2023, and the T-14 is nowhere to be seen on the Ukrainian battlefield. Why? Because it's a paper tiger, a Potemkin tank, a shiny facade hiding a rotting core. Rumors suggest a handful of T-14s were sent to Ukraine for testing. But testing what? Whether they can survive longer than a TikTok trend. Reports indicate they broke down faster than a Lada on a dirt road. One was allegedly spotted abandoned, another reportedly destroyed by Ukrainian forces. So much for the wonder tank. The flaws, a symphony of dysfunction. Let's peel back the armor and expose the T-14's many flaws, shall we? 1. The engine of doom. The T-14 is powered by the A85-3A engine, a 12-cylinder diesel monstrosity that's about as reliable as a Russian weather forecast. It's prone to overheating, breaking down, and generally refusing to work in anything but perfect conditions. In the muddy, chaotic hellscape of Ukraine, it's about as useful as a chocolate teapot. 2. The unmanned turret, unmanned because it doesn't work. The T-14's unmanned turret is supposed to reduce crew casualties by keeping them safely tucked inside the hull. Great idea, except the system is riddled with glitches. The autoloader jams, the sensors fail, and the gun struggles to hit anything smaller than a barn. And if the electronics go kaput, which they often do, the crew is left with a very expensive, very useless metal box. 3. The armor, thick but not smart. The T-14's armor is supposedly impregnable, thanks to its composite layers and explosive reactive armor, ERA. But here's the kicker, it's so heavy that the tank struggles to move across rough terrain. And while it might stop a few rounds, it's no match for modern anti-tank missiles like the Javelin or MLAW, which can punch through its defenses like a hot knife through butter. 4. The active protection system, APS, a paper shield. The T-14's APS, called Afghanet, is supposed to shoot down incoming projectiles before they hit the tank. Sounds impressive, right? Too bad it doesn't work. The system is plagued by technical issues and can't handle multiple threats at once. In Ukraine, where drones, artillery, and missiles rain down like hellfire, the Afghanet is about as effective as a screen door on a submarine. 5. The crew, trained by YouTube tutorials. Even if the T-14 were a marvel of engineering, it's not. It would still be doomed by its human element. Russian tank crews are notoriously poorly trained, with many conscripts learning how to operate the Armata from manuals and videos. Imagine trying to pilot a $4 million tank with the same level of expertise as a teenager assembling IKEA furniture. Spoiler, it doesn't end well. Corruption, the real killer of the T-14's failures, aren't just due to bad engineering, they're a symptom of the rot at the heart of Russia's military-industrial complex. Corruption is so rampant that it's a miracle the Armata even exists. Funds meant for development were siphoned off by oligarchs and bureaucrats, leaving the project underfunded and rushed. The result? A tank that's more showpiece than war machine. And let's not forget the irony of Russia's wonder tank relying on Western components. Despite years of sanctions, the T-14's electronics, optics, and even some engine parts are sourced from Europe and Asia. So much for self-reliance. When the West cut off supplies after the invasion of Ukraine, production of the T-14 ground to a halt. Turns out, you can't build a superweapon when you're dependent on the very countries you're trying to intimidate. The final nail in the coffin, though, where is the T-14 in Ukraine? Probably rusting in a field, stripped for parts by Ukrainian farmers, or sitting in a warehouse somewhere, too broken to fight. The T-14 Armata is a symbol of everything wrong with modern Russia: bloated egos, rampant corruption, and a military that's all bark and no bite. It's a tank built for parades, not wars, a shiny, expensive monument to incompetence. In the end, the T-14 is less a wonder weapon and more a cautionary tale. A reminder that no amount of propaganda can hide the truth: when the rubber meets the road, or the mud, Russia's military might is a house of cards, and the T-14 is the joker in the deck. So here's to the T-14 Armata, the tank that promised to change the world but couldn't even make it out of the garage. May it rest in pieces. Consider a like and subscribe, please.